It's Laura Whitelaw from Overwhelmed to Empowerment and laurawhitelawcoaching.com. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about one very effective way to identify and release limiting beliefs that may be holding you back from manifesting your desires. If you're not already familiar with shadow work, it was first identified and described by psychiatrist Carl Jung. The idea is that we both have dark and light sides to our personalities. The dark side represents those aspects of our personality that we reject, such as jealousy, arrogance, or laziness. But by exploring those negative aspects of ourselves and acknowledging and accepting them unconditionally, we are able to experience more wholeness, confidence, and self-love. When we don't engage in shadow work, we tend towards anxiety, depression, self-sabotage, and have difficulty with negative emotions and limiting beliefs. One way to work with the shadow is to identify people in our environment who irritate us. Then we release any judgments we have about them while acknowledging that somewhere in our own personalities, we share those same traits and behaviors. So for example, let's say you have a limiting belief that says, I have to work hard to make money, or making money is hard. Is there somebody that comes to mind who seems to make money easily, but who you deem as being lazy? And does that bug you? If so, then in order to let go of the belief that making money is hard, you can do release work on all of the judgments you have about that person. Then you can embrace your own laziness and let go of any judgments you have about being in ease and flow with money. When I went through this exercise, I noticed a huge difference afterwards in how I felt towards that person I'd identified in the exercise. Not only did I feel more compassion towards that other person, my anxiety was greatly reduced. I was able to relax and take my time while working without feeling guilty, and my income increased as well. One of the best ways to release the judgments we have about people who irritate us is with EFT or tapping. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it's a highly effective tool to help us release negative thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. But you can also journal your thoughts and feelings about that person. Often by putting pen to paper, you gain a different perspective on a given situation or person. As you write, allow yourself to feel and process the negative emotions, and then see if you can write about accepting that person fully, knowing that you also share that same aspect or aspects to your personality. A core limiting belief that many people have that holds them back and causes them to self-sabotage is the belief that I'm not good enough. So as mentioned earlier with shadow work, we acknowledge that we share the same behaviors and personality traits that others have. The same is true of the people that we admire. At first glance, we may feel a certain amount of jealousy, especially if they've acquired the success that we want. But the truth is that we share those same talents. It's just that they may be dormant, and shadow work can help us unlock them. So if you want an effective method for releasing the belief, I'm not good enough, then identify somebody you know that you admire who has achieved your goal. Notice how you might harbor some jealous feelings towards them. And notice also if you feel admiration for them. Again, the wonderful thing about shadow work is that even positive traits that we identify in someone else are a reflection of those same positive traits in us. By releasing the jealous feelings and acknowledging that you share those same traits as the person you admire through tapping or journaling, you can greatly increase your level of confidence and self-love, and you'll feel more freedom, peace, and joy. Another way you can work with your shadow and release limiting beliefs that are holding you back is by getting in tune with how your emotions feel in your body. So let's say you've got an online presentation coming up and you're feeling nervous about it. Notice where you feel the nervousness in your body and then see if you can identify a shape, a color, and even a sound. I know this sounds really weird, but the subconscious communicates in pictures. Most of our self-sabotaging junk hides in our subconscious, and it's not always easy to identify what might be holding us back. So this is a great way to access those dark parts of ourselves. So after you've identified where you're feeling the nervousness in your body and the shape, color, and sound, ask if that part of you has a message for you. And you might hear something like, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm afraid people will criticize me, I don't feel safe. And then you can do release work on whatever comes up for you. Then, once you've done your first round of release work, check back in with the shape, color, sound, and see if it's changed. Notice what has changed, and then ask again if it has a message for you. If so, then do some more release work on that message. Keep repeating this exercise until the image and the message has transformed to the positive. Now, it's important to note that this is an exercise that you will need to do with peace and quiet and no distractions. Don't force anything to come. Approach it with some playfulness and curiosity, and it actually works best with another person guiding you through the process. So here's an example. For me, I saw a red, spiky, angry ball in my solar plexus. The message was, you can't make me do it. Then after some release work, I checked back in and it had transformed to a round, squishy blue ball. The next message was, I'm scared I'll fail. Then after some tapping and a few more rounds of this, it eventually transformed into a lion, and the message was, I feel courageous. At that point, I knew I had released the block and I was ready to move forward. So I hope this video left you with some ideas on how you can work with your unconscious blocks, identify them, and then release them so that you can manifest your desires. It's not always easy to release what's holding us back because it's often hiding in the unconscious mind. But with these shadow work exercises, my hope is that you'll have an aha moment and experience more freedom, peace, and joy in your life. If you enjoyed this video and would like more content like this, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified the next time I post a video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Take care.